Hi, everyone. This is Kimberly Inez Mays, and I have a question for you. So let's say you are at a fancy restaurant and you asked your server, hey, what is the special of the day? And they told you, hey, the special of the day is really cool. The chef used the best cast iron pan and added the best spices and a pinch of salt. Would you be impressed? Probably not, because what's missing? The actual substance, the meal, the food, and is it any good? Will it make me feel good when I eat it? And I want to reframe that in the context of AI and your offer. If you lead with AI, it's just like, oh, you led with the cast iron pan and the seasoning. That's just how you use it in your service provision, but it doesn't mean that it benefits your customers. And I see so many people brag on their usage of AI and AI understanding in their business. And they're like, oh yeah, we use AI. Great. But I also think dial it back a little bit. What difference do you make for people? What is the positive result from working with you? And what problem do you solve? And it's the same as it was yesterday, last week, a year ago, and 10 years ago, 50 years ago, right? People do business with businesses that can solve their problem. That's it. If it didn't solve my problem, it's a waste of time. If I don't like the food at this restaurant, I don't care what kind of spice or what kind of pots they cooked it in. And so what I want to say is AI isn't the product. The solution is the product. Trust is the product. So right now, people are chasing faster content, more automation, and better outputs. And I should know, right? I speak on automation all the time. I love automation. Automation is just like the frosting on a cake. Basically, you go through all the trouble making a cake and now you put the frosting on. It's perfect. So let's say you go through the trouble of building a business, building a process, building something, and now you want to automate it. It's perfect because it works, because you put the time in to make it work, you know it works, and you've built it to now run on its own, right? But I think we're going backwards now. We're starting to fall in love with software. We're starting to fall in love with buzz and the hype. And it was even true when I started. When I started, I used to go to a lot of conferences that would hype up these products and these tools and these systems. They would have people running to the back or to the front of the room to go sign up for different things. And I'm like, why? Like, is there a plan to use this? Is the right audience to use this? And the answer was no, right? When I was doing websites, I would have a lot of website clients come to me and say, Kim, I invested in this tool and the tool didn't quite deliver, or the tool was too costly, too hard to set up, or, just wasn't the right fit. And it wasn't the fault of the tool. It was a great tool, but it was just put in the hands of the wrong person. It didn't solve their problem. It was flashy at the time. It was a distraction. It was a shiny object, but it wasn't what they actually needed. So I think that's even more true with AI tools than it was back then with like CRMs or whatever. In fact, they say, the only AI tool that you really need is just a good large language model. So pick one: ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, or one of the ones I really love is Perplexity. Those are really good too. But going back to that whole analogy of AI isn't the product, your problem solving is, your solution is that now AI is everywhere and it's on everything, just like salt. So it's not really that impressive anymore. I think 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if you say, hey, it's powered by AI, this is AI powered, it's like, ooh, that's great. There's a robot behind it. There's an intelligence behind it. But now everybody and their mom is using ChatGPT. So it's losing its sauce. It's losing its seasoning. It's like, okay, so what? let's move on now, right? So like nobody hires you because your tools are impressive, but what people care about is that honesty, reliability, consistency. Like, are you the person that consistently shows up, consistently solves problems? Are you worth listening to? You know, do people have a good experience with you? Do you have social proof? Do you have a track record? Like, what do you understand the problem that is supposed to be solved, or do you not understand and just want money? So those are some of the things that people care about. And let's tie it to deep fakes and safety, right? Because now deep fakes are everywhere. And I'm not just talking about like the video deep fakes, but we're just talking about fakery in general, if I can really be honest with you about that. You know, people may sell a lifestyle that they don't particularly live. That's another form of fakery. And another form of fakery too can be like, oh, I wrote this article, or I wrote this piece of content, or I created this music. And it just really is, it just really stands out. It's noticeable now, like especially if you're not vetting your AI outputs, it's very noticeable now. We're inundated with a lot of slop. People can tell right away if something is AI, if it's not. And people don't want that. They don't want perfectly written AI responses. They don't want videos that show you doing the same motion over and over. And I know I talk with my hands. My hands are all over the place. That's how you know I'm a real person, because the avatar wouldn't do that. But they want to be seen, protected, and respected. And part of what I say all the time is that if you wouldn't consume it, don't produce it, right? Like if you wouldn't take the time to read something because you knew that you spent 40 seconds, 30 seconds writing it, then why would you post it? Why would you publish it? Might as well just not do it. Same thing goes for like videos. Same thing goes for anything that you produce. And I'm not saying that you can't use AI to help you, because I even kind of use AI to help me with this content. I'm going to have it take my transcript, write quotes, make graphics, cut up and splice and clip my videos. But at the same time, it is real. So it's something that you have to draw a fine line with. And going back to that problem solving aspect of it is, yes, part of my unique selling proposition, or my offer, is to teach AI responsibly, so that you can get the best output for your input, for your efforts. So you can save money on not investing in all of these tools, investing all your time on things that may or may not work for your audience. Really understanding how to leverage and how to tie systems together so that you're not inundated with busy work, but you're doing the work that matters. Because most of the time, especially for a lot of my clients, they want to do the work that matters. They want to talk to people. They want to connect with people. They want to change lives. They don't necessarily want to be sitting behind a computer screen all day generating content, but they want to have content to produce. And this helps them to avoid that trap of creating slop that turns off the very same people that they're trying to help. So trust compounds and automation doesn't. So if you lead with, oh, I'm going to use AI, I'm using AI, look at me, I'm using AI, this is cool, I found this new tool, but you're not solving the actual problem of what the person wants, that is not going to impress them. So trust compounds, automation doesn't. So in in this AI era, that is the real competitive advantage, is the authenticity. And some other takeaways too, because I know I've talked a lot about deep fakes. I talked a lot about safety. I'm going to talk about biases probably in another video. I think that's going to be really spicy. But if you just take a step back, especially now, ask yourself, what makes me memorable? What makes me special? Why me? And why not me, right? And you don't need AI to do that. You can do that on your own. And AI should just amplify you and do more and make you more of the person that you are, instead of replacing you entirely. And I think that's the special secret sauce. No pun intended, if I go back to that food analogy, right? But that's all I got to say about that. my voice is getting hoarse and I want to go take a little break now. So take care, be well, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and if you found this valuable, please like and share, because sharing is caring. I always forget to say that, but I'm saying it now. Okay, video's over. Bye.